What do you guys do way differently than other service-based businesses? Being a family-run business, being a people first, and it sounds like faith is a big piece, but how are you guys different than other businesses that you see?
Yeah. There's lot of different ways. I'd say speed is number one, but close second, maybe number one, depending on the day, right? Is yeah, that the business is not our life, it's a piece of our life. It definitely keeps us going. It's what we need. Customers and business are important, but our business has always been focused around how can we put the kingdom of God first
Mhm.
while also supporting ourselves. So to that end, yeah, our employees like have really good benefits. They get very generous vacation packages for their families. If they have a family emergency, of course, step in and take care of that. But also just what can we help them to do to volunteer to put the kingdom first. So we give a lot of extra time for that. We only have a 4-day work week. No one works more than 3 days a week. So we do Monday through Thursday installs. We do answer the phone on Fridays, but we don't go out on the road on Friday. Everybody gets Friday off. And then nobody works more than 3 days a week is the goal, just so that they have extra time for their family, extra time to take care of what they need to take care of. Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Like, let's talk about that. I haven't heard of any business that says
3 day.
we only
Yeah.
work 3 days a week. How did that come to
Yeah.
be, and how does that work in a business where customers need
Yeah.
you to do stuff?
We have a really staggered schedule, so it works out. So different guys, like depending on what their family needs, they might take a certain day off versus another person. That's how we work it out. We just stagger the schedule out, make it work that way, and then our customers, they appreciate it. They appreciate what we stand for. They know we've been around for a long time. They know that when we say we're gonna do something, we're gonna do it. They know that we'll stand by our price, we'll stand by our estimate. So they're willing to wait if they need to. Most people don't have to wait because we do a lot of our own in house manufacturing. We have our own technicians, we don't subcontract. So we can keep our word and we can tell people, okay, we're going to come on this day, give a clear expectation of when we're going to be there, what we're going to do. And then people are willing to say, yeah, I trust you. And trust is going to keep people around more than saying you're going to do something really tomorrow and then not get to it for 2 weeks. So it's better just tell people up front when it's going to happen.
So we've been talking about AI and how the people that utilize AI correctly are going to get a lot of time back, we believe. So what are people doing with all their extra time? If somebody only is working 3 or 4 days a week, are they using it well, or is it just more Netflix and more like how does that look?
Yeah, that's a good question. As far as I know, our employees spend their time with their families.
That's good.
That's what I
That's
hear.
a good.
That's
from what I hear.
I mean, we're all pretty good friends with our employees. Like we've never actually like put a now hiring sign up. We've always found someone that says, "Hey, I need a job," and we've like looked at their past pattern and we're like, "Yeah, we want to hire you because we think we can train you." Like no one that we've hired has had this skill set like 20 years glazing. They've they've come from tree service, they've come from other service-based industries, and we've been able to train them because we look at them as a person and we say, yeah, you're humble, you're patient, you're creative, you can solve problems. We can train you to do that. So we're all friends with our employees, which leads back to that whole like family dynamic. Sometimes you don't get along, but what are we going to do? We're going to get past it. We're going to get along. So I know our employees pretty well. And yeah, they like go hiking. They take their families on vacations. They put the people first. So in a perfect world, that's where I think AI is going to really help people is just hopefully put humanity back in first place instead of the computer. If that makes sense.
For sure.
Like,
Yep.
yeah, you can have AI, and you need to have a job. You need to be able to support yourself. I think that's valuable still, even in the age of AI, is to be able to work somehow. But being able to let AI take some of the tedium out of life will allow you to be more creative and allow you to spend more time developing relationships with humans.
Do you feel like it has a big effect in your industry so far, AI or anything like that? Like as far as emerging technologies, I do marketing just like yourself. So obviously there's a big impact there. But what about your industry specifically? Have you seen it kind of creep in and have a big impact so far?
I have not seen it in the trades very much, except in the marketing aspect. I have seen a lot of AI generated images, a lot of AI generated content. Some of it's good, some of it's not. What's interesting, I think, is you can always tell if it's AI generated. And I'm fine with that. Like, I use AI all the time. But I do think you should, if you're going to write a piece about your business, definitely have AI do the tedious part, outlines or whatever. But there should be that human pass to make it sound like, yeah, this is a real person. Because ultimately, when I come out to your home, you're not dealing with AI that wrote this. You're going to deal with a real human, a real person that should be the expert in what we said we were going to do on the computer. Like what you said online, is that line up with what you are actually when you come out to my house. So definitely AI is awesome for marketing. We've been able to implement it there. As far as customer service goes, I have seen varying results with customer service. So far, we still have employees answer the phone and do all that, because we do feel like, since we're a home services company, people should be greeted by a human and be able to feel valued in that way. I do think there is a space for AI for some tedious parts, right? Like rescheduling your appointment, or basic questions like, hey, it's 12 a.m. at night. I broke my window. I need an answer like really fast. Like, what can I do to protect myself or whatever? Like, I do think there's areas for that. But at the moment, I have not seen it implement the trades. Have you guys seen it implement the trades? AI implemented in the trades yet?
On the customer service side of things,
Yeah.
it's kind of funny because I feel like, just while you're talking, I think we're gonna make this change of guard. Whereas us in our generation, we've always like, speak to human. We don't want to hear from a chat bot. Like, we want to speak to a human. We don't want to hear the automated messages. Speak to human. That's what we've always said. Like when we're talking to like a chat system. I think eventually it's going to change where we're like, talk to AI, because the human isn't going to know the answers better than AI. AI will seemingly know the answers actually better and more accurately and more up to date than humans. I'm not sure if that's taking the place right now, but I have seen like in the trade spaces where the customer service part, like you're talking about setting appointments and follow up calls or anything like that, and setting all those things up a little bit for sure.
Yeah.
What about you, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, every business is so dependent on what they want to achieve. Like, what are the goals? So your family business looks different than a private equity backed HVAC company or a multi-location, whatever company. And I agree with you. I think people are still not quite sure how to use it well, like understand the utility of it.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been encouraging people, is like, go figure out where it's really useful and where you shouldn't use it, and protect your customers from it. And it's getting better. So that band is going to shift. But our approach has always been, if there's recurring tasks that a human is not doing that well, that need to be done well for our clients, I want technology to handle those, but only so our team can have more time with our clients. So if our intro call is an hour and a half, and we're getting to this point pretty quickly, and now we use AI to do a lot of the front end, and I can spend 3 hours, well, guess what? I'm going to know that person a lot better, be able to serve them better, and then take that data and input it into our tech suite, where the things that I might miss, right? Because I'm a human being, and somebody was like, hey, Chris, I need you to do this, and I forgot. Well, now that's going to be taken, put into our CRM task management system, whatever it is, and make sure it gets done. And it's getting better and better and better. So I think for us, we were talking with Andrew on this. It's the creative process that I love, because if you're a person of faith, the church has gotten this really wrong. Work was a blessing. Work was part of the original Garden of Eden experience, right? It wasn't after the fall. That's like a big misconception. God put us in the garden. He's like, all right, name the animals and now do this. And now that was a good thing. So work's a good thing. Now there's pieces of it that because of the fall are not good, right? That wear you out, the stress, the anxiety, that wasn't intended. But I think I want AI to allow people to get back into that creative genius that God created us to be, where you fit, you love working. I love working.
Yeah.
I also love spending time with my family.
Yeah.
Right. So when I go to work and my kids are like, all right, I'm going to school. I'm like, sweet. Now I'm fully focused on doing the thing that I love. Then I put my phone away when I get home and I'm fully engaged with my family. And that feels very integrated and seamless, but not many people have that experience. And so that's where I think this could be a tool that could be utilized really well.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any feedback, thoughts on those answers?
No, I agree. I agree. Yeah, I think it's definitely going to affect that more administrative part first.
Mm-hmm.
I do see, of course, the videos on YouTube of like, the walking dogs and the walking humans and all that. And I'm always like, yeah, I mean, I could see that someday maybe being able to repair a window or replace a window. But then at the same time, I see like all the things our technicians deal with on a daily basis. And it's not just about one little piece. You do have to think creatively on a lot of things. And I do think that is where AI is different than what we had before. Like AI is able to be more creative and put things together, but it is still based on everything that humans have done.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you can coexist safely with AI.
It's interesting too, because Chris had a really good point of like, I think we're creators and builders at the end of the day. That's who we fundamentally are. And like we live to be useful or do something that's fulfilling in our lives. Like no matter what it is, a creator, a businessman, like we're just trying to fill our cup with whatever we're doing. We're just trying to do something that's fulfilling for yourself. And so where does that go? When we have, all this technology doing all these tasks, do we lean into that or do we lean into other things? As a faith believer myself, it can go many different ways in that way, right? It can go towards the bad things too as well, right? It's just interesting to see where society will go and what we really lean into as we free up more of our time